Yes!
Hey, God, look at all the people!
Yes. And soon, Pinky, they will be under our control. They will do whatever we say.
Whatever we say?
Whatever we say.
Will they bring me Purell?
Yes!
That would be lovely. Hello?
We will use breath mints.
Yes.
Yes!
Especially for
And so will we.
Yeah.
We promise.
Thank you. Thanks, Andre.
Thank you guys.
Well, that's Rob Paulsen.
Hello.
And that's Maurice LaMarche. And together we're cops. Thank you so much, and thank you, Stan, for having us.
Yes, Stan. Thank you so very much, wherever you are.
A real thrill for us. And I have to tell you, when we were backstage, and I'm going to sit down because I'm old. When you were introducing us, it is such a joy to hear that, not only see all your smiling faces, but to know that 20 years later, I mean, before you were born, most of you were born, people still love Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain. And I think that is a huge testament not only to the people who created the show, but to us.
Actually, to us,
frankly,
as voice actors.
Honest to God, it means a lot. And we knew when we were working on it that it was pretty special, but to see it a generation later and to know that it still appeals to folks 25 years later or whatever, it's huge. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
Great.
Thank you. Thanks for standing.
Yeah.
This is like a geek mosh pit. This is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
I would throw myself on you, but I like you.
Go ahead, Brain. Jump on that go right
So
there.
I won't.
This is going to leave a mark. Bye.
Nerve. Let me see you say nerve. Good. That's great.
Love it.
Yeah.
Everyone's involved. But yeah, that's what I think is so fascinating about this show. I mean, like, you've got, obviously you watched it in the first run, and then you've got the DVDs, you got it on Netflix now. But what is it about Animaniacs, and specifically about the duo Pinky and the Brain, do you feel has caused people to resonate with this so much?
I think it's because it's, believe it or not, I believe it adheres to what I've come to call the Phil Rosenthal rule. Actually, Phil Rosenthal has come to call it the Phil Rosenthal rule. Phil Rosenthal is the guy who created Everybody Loves Raymond. He's a friend of mine. And he has always said that if you're going to have a successful show, the show has to be about love. And the show really isn't about taking over the world. It's about two characters who love each other.
I love you, Brian.
I can almost say it, Pinky. I tolerate you. I know that. But that's really it. You know, Brain does love Pinky, but he can't ever tell him. And that's sort of the struggle. And Pinky loves Brain way too friggin' much. And so he tries to help. And therein lies the comedy. But at the heart of it, I think it's about these two guys that just, they love each other and they support each other in this bizarre quest for world domination, which, they're two lab mice. How's that ever going to work? And yet, it's also about perseverance. And the end of every episode, I knew as soon as we ended that episode with those words, come, Pinky, back to the lab to plan for tomorrow night.
Why, Brain? What are we going to do tomorrow night?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world. And that there, oh no, I'm Yosemite Sam. Whoa. That right there is the message that everybody grasps onto. That no matter how wacky your plan is, you've got to pick yourself up, head back to, your place of safety, and try again tomorrow. Courage isn't, not being able to, not having any fear. It's about picking yourself up and trying again tomorrow after you fail.
Yeah.
So I think those are the two strong themes for me at the center of Pinky and the Brain.
I think in general, with respect to Animaniacs, the best shows don't condescend to the audience. They presume that you guys get it, right? That's why Rocky and Bullwinkle and Looney Tunes and Fractured Fairy Tales and The Simpsons and The Flintstones, all of these shows last for generations because they believe that the audience gets it. And I think that is evidenced by the fact that we have people now, many folks who are children, if not even, not even born when those shows came out, or 8, 10, 12 years old when those shows came out, and now watch them as parents, and they get jokes now that they didn't get back then. And that was absolutely by design. Absolutely. Between Mr. Spielberg and Tom Ruegger and Gene McCurdy and the people who created the show and this incredible bastion of writers, that was absolutely by design, because they knew that the audience was plenty smart enough. And the proof is in the pudding 20 years later.
Like you're getting jokes now as you rewatch it on Netflix that you never got as a kid, right?
Yeah. We like painting naked people.
And the infamous fingerprints.
Yeah, fingerprints.
How that got by the senses, I never know.
No. Fingerprints. I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, but it's great. And I'm telling you, man, when Animaniacs showed up on Netflix, I think it was April Fool's Day, literally April 1st this year, and my Twitter feed blew up with people saying, is this a joke? And, April Fool's joke, I knew nothing about it. I mean, we're just actors. We don't know anything about what happens after the fact. And it was like the #1 trending topic on Facebook for 3 days.
It was really like a moment of like, no, that's not real. Oh my God! And then binge for like 3 days straight.
It was great. And to this day, here we're preaching to the choir, which is lovely because we get to do these things. And this is the best part of being involved with these shows, because we get to come and meet you folks face to face. And we've also, we've literally been friends for 20 odd years.
But you're also the biggest choir I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I'd like you to say,
seen them
hallelujah right now. Go. Thank you.
Perfect.
See, they will do whatever I say.
They will, right?
I feel like this is a lost episode of the show, like Brain takes over a comic convention.
Yeah.
This is a quest to take over the world.
But anytime people find in a social situation now, anytime somebody finds out what we do, it's pretty anonymous, but when they find out, they freak out in the most beautiful way. They, oh my God, Animaniacs! Oh my God, Pinky and the Brain! It's just a thrill.
It's like having a secret identity, really, because nobody knows our faces. But we, when we go on the road and do cons all over the country, we always make sure to have dinner a couple of times. So Rob Paulsen and Maurice LaMarche sit down, two totally anonymous, innocuous faces, and we order. And somewhere in the middle of the order, we change our voices. And
may I please have the cream spinach?
Now, Pinky, you're watching your cholesterol. And the waiter practically drops his notepad every time.
It's the
oh my God,
goddamn thing
you guys really are Pinky and the Brain. You're not just doing the voices; you are the voice. And then, they're sending over stuff for us. We get extra desserts.
It's so sweet. It is so incredibly dear, and Maurice and I talk about this all the time. Every one of you need to know that we do not take this for granted. We understand how incredibly fortunate we are, and that we have this huge sort of friend base around the world that is beyond wonderful. You guys keep us fed. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for coming out.